Hey, it is Alex Onrood. Hey, today we're going to be talking about tactical application, how to actually take something and put it into use. Tonight, we're going to be discussing two laws that I've learned through study of something called Huna. And in it, there's the law of dichotomy, which basically says that everything that exists in a dichotomy. We create the dichotomies. I'll be doing other videos on this one. And the second is the law of momentum. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. It's really simple. So if you take these two things together, often the challenge is that a lot of people are focused on the things that they don't want. I've been working with a client recently who is struggling because they felt stuck. They felt like they didn't have much option. And there wasn't a lot of a baggage. There wasn't a lot of emotional charge, and they actually had a lot of options in front of them. The problem was is that they didn't have a clear direction as which to head. Now, in other videos, I've talked about, and I'll talk about it again, the four requisites for change. In order to make something last, in order to create lasting change, there are four things that you need to do. You need to first do release work. You need to let go of where you are in order to get to where you want to go. It's relatively simple. Second thing you need to do is you need to get clear on what it is that you want. You need to set an intention, direction, and aim. So by releasing, it allows you to bring down more energy. The intention points the energy in some direction. The thing is that if you don't take action, there's no momentum for the energy, it's very easy to turn again. And so, what the idea of the third requisite for change is to take action. It takes the energy you brought down and it starts to put it into motion towards achieving what it is that you want. And the last requisite for change is staying focused on what you want, which means as you're starting to move towards what you want, if you start to get off track, you got to course correct, you got to make adjustments, you got to make corrections to what you're doing. So, anyway, four requisites for change. Back to what we're talking about. The idea is a lot of people, they feel like they're stuck and they're not happy with where they are, but they don't really have a good idea as to where they want to go. There's too many options. So what happens is they know they don't want this thing, but they don't know what they want over here. And so this is where the law of dichotomy comes into application. This is a tactical approach of the law of dichotomy. If there's something you know you don't want, draw a line down your paper, and on the other side, ask yourself, what is on the other side of that spectrum? What is on the other side of this dichotomy? So, for instance, day and night. That's a very easy one that everybody knows. But for some people, there's another dichotomy. Let's talk about success and failure. It's like, I don't want to keep failing. I don't want this failure. And what's on the other side? It's success. But for some people, failure isn't on the other side of success. Sometimes it's I succeed and sometimes I learn. Sometimes that's what the dichotomy is. Every dichotomy has a benefit and a challenge the way you define it. And we'll talk about that in another week. We're going to be talking about redefining your dichotomies because let's say, for instance, you have success and learning. It means that if you've got success, you're not learning. If you're learning, you're not getting success. And so there's this back and forth piece. So you got to be careful about how you create these. Separate topic. So today, if you know what you don't want, draw a line and figure out what's on the other side of that dichotomy. So if I don't want this, then what is on the other side? That gives you a direction. It gives you something to aim at. The next thing you want to do is you want to write on a separate piece of paper. So now you've done this and you've done this. Now on a separate sheet of paper, I want you to write down that positive thing, the thing that you want, the thing that you're moving towards, and ask yourself, what is something I can do in the next 24 hours to move me towards that goal, to move me towards feeling or to experience that thing that I want? And it needs to be something small and actionable. You see, the law of momentum doesn't require that you have a massive amount of action in order to get it going. The smallest step puts energy in the direction of you achieving your goals. So it doesn't matter how small it is. Let's say, for instance, you want to go to the gym every day. You want to work out. You want to have a body you want to have a stripper body. Like you want to have this God body, whatever the hell it is you want, right? You get this decision. You want this thing. It's like, oh, I want that. Okay, what's the first thing you can do? Get in my workout clothes. Yeah, but that's not going to get me to my goal. No, but it is a small step of momentum, of energy moving towards what you want. Every day for the next week, add a little bit, add a little bit, add a little bit. Build the momentum and habit on working toward that goal. The law of momentum says once in motion, it's easier to keep that motion going. So the tactical application for today is if you know what you don't want, if you're not happy with something in your life, draw it on one side, draw a line down the paper on the other side, specify what's on the opposite side of that dichotomy, law of dichotomy. Then on a separate sheet of paper, write that thing and go, what's something I can do in the next 24 to 48 hours to put energy towards creating that thing that I want? Law of momentum. Then continue to apply the law of momentum by adding to it every day for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, until you start to build the habit of working towards that goal, and you'll start to see your life shift. Anyway, I hope this has been a helpful tactical application. Remember, reality isn't fact, reality isn't real. Reality is what you make it. Make it a great day. Bye for now, guys.